This revelation hinted at the possibility of a traitor within the royal family leaking information. She acknowledged that Wayne was the first outsider to be entrusted with her precognition ability. Wayne expressed concern about the gravity of her disclosure, but she reassured him, emphasizing that anyone who faced the dragon could not be considered their enemy. She had prepared herself for this moment. She then made a heartfelt request for Wayne to save Alstera and promised him any reward he desired. Wayne, however, humbly declined any reward, expressing his satisfaction in celebrating her recent birthday and considering the salvation of Alstera a heartfelt gift to her. Her smile radiated gratitude for his romantic sentiment. Playfully, Wayne adopted a charismatic demeanor, highlighting the appeal of having a ruler like her. She found Wayne's intriguing persona captivating. Wayne posed a final question about the malleability of her visions of the future. She revealed that the future could indeed change, but only if she actively attempted to alter it. Wayne assured her that he understood and pledged to do his utmost to change the foreseen tragic future using his onmyoujutsu. With their conversation concluded, Wayne departed for his carriage, reflecting on the weighty responsibility bestowed upon him. He recognized this as the duty the goddess of the sea had alluded to. Determined to protect his homeland, he vowed never to allow anyone to wreak havoc within its borders. Although he remained uncertain about the identity of the enemy, he now understood their intentions and could begin devising countermeasures. The narrative then shifted to a palace, where a group of individuals gathered around a table. They declared that it was time to act, revealing their secret plan to consist of only the most formidable magicians. Fortune had smiled upon them, for the 4 great spirits were currently housed within the Granato mansion, a fact unbeknownst to Rollo Vistov and Wayne Granato. Doubts arose about Wayne's strength, leading to speculations that CD might be weak. However, Matteo cautioned against underestimating Wayne, drawing from his own first-hand experience of Wayne's overwhelming power. The group contemplated their mission to overthrow Alstera, believing that if everything went according to plan, the nation could crumble without the need to confront any powerful adversaries. All eyes turned to a girl named Eleanor as they prepared for the attack on Wayne's mansion and the birth of their ideal nation. In the serene Kulbut village, nestled amidst rolling fields and lush greenery, a humble farmer embarked on his usual routine. The golden sun cast long shadows as he wandered through his fields, tending to his crops. However, this idyllic scene was soon disrupted by a puzzling and disconcerting sight: a grove of trees that had inexplicably withered and wilted. Their once vibrant leaves now hung limply, a stark contrast to the lively foliage that surrounded them. He scratched his head, utterly befuddled by this enigma that defied the laws of nature. Something was undeniably amiss, and the farmer couldn't fathom what had caused this unsettling phenomenon. Worry gnawed at his heart as he recognized the potential gravity of the situation. With a deep sense of responsibility and concern for his fellow villagers, he abruptly abandoned his work, breaking into a worried sprint towards the heart of Kulbut village. His mission was clear: he needed to relay this strange and troubling occurrence to his fellow villagers. As he made his way back, he couldn't shake the eerie feeling that dark magic might be at play here. Meanwhile, within the hallowed halls of an academy, a young man named Wayne found himself in deep contemplation. His footsteps echoed through the quiet corridor as he mulled over a grave matter. Princess Chloe, a figure of great importance and foresight, had shared her vision with him. It painted a grim picture: the imminent revival of a colossal dragon, a dire threat that Wayne was determined to thwart. His resolve to prevent this cataclysmic event was unwavering, yet he also grappled with the weighty responsibility of minimizing the potential devastation should the dragon rise. Seeking guidance and clarity, Wayne made his way to the office of the Academy's principal. He sensed that the matter at hand was of utmost importance and required their undivided attention. With a polite but firm knock, he entered the office and took a seat, ready to share the weighty burden he carried. Wayne began by recounting the entirety of what he had learned: the tale of the dragon, the enigmatic spirits, and the existence of the awakened ones. His inquiries were earnest, his eyes searching the principal's face for any flicker of recognition or understanding. He wanted to know if the principal possessed any knowledge or insight into these perplexing matters. The principal, a figure of wisdom and authority, listened attentively to Wayne's account. He was well aware of Wayne's exceptional abilities, surpassing even most of the Academy's esteemed instructors. Yet the principal cautioned Wayne, acknowledging the prodigy's youth. He gently suggested that Wayne might lean on the wisdom of his elders, a subtle nod to the idea that the burden he carried was too great for one so young. Wayne, grateful for the advice and acknowledgement of his strength, responded with a gracious nod. However, he was unwavering in his determination to confront this ominous threat head-on. His eyes met the principal's, conveying his unwavering resolve. The corner of the principal's mouth curled into a knowing smile, an acknowledgment of Wayne's indomitable spirit, assuring him that if this was the path he had chosen, then he trusted in Wayne's ability to carry the weight of responsibility. As Wayne made his exit, he could feel the support and confidence of his mentor. Outside the principal's office, Wayne couldn't help but reflect on the mysterious events unfolding around him. The revival of a giant dragon and the existence of the awakened ones weighed heavily on his mind. As he continued his solitary journey through the academy's corridors, in the midst of his contemplation, he was pleasantly interrupted by the sight of a familiar face. Sophie, a friendly and cheerful presence in Wayne's life, greeted him warmly. Their exchange was marked by genuine smiles and a sense of camaraderie. Sophie had news to share, news that would soon intersect with Wayne's path. With a sparkle of excitement in her eyes, Sophie divulged that Duke Brehilga, a notable figure in their world, had taken a keen interest in Wayne. This interest had manifested in a rather unconventional invitation, a request for a sparring match. The Duke had specifically expressed his desire to test his mettle against Wayne. Sophie's question hung in the air, inquiring if Wayne had the time to accept such a rare and prestigious opportunity. Wayne's response was immediate and filled with eagerness. He could hardly contain his enthusiasm at the prospect of facing a formidable opponent like Duke Brehilga. It was an opportunity that promised not only to test his skills, but also to provide valuable insights. Yet beneath the surface of Wayne's excitement lurked a sense of suspicion. The circumstances surrounding the Duke's invitation seemed unusual, prompting Wayne to wonder if there was more to this match than met the eye. Nevertheless, he accepted the invitation, confident that he would glean valuable information during their encounter. Meanwhile, back in Kulbut village, a different kind of drama was unfolding. Deep within the village, hidden from the eyes of its residents, a group of extraordinary beings lay in slumber. These were the spirits, guardians of an ancient and mystical tradition. Byakko, one of the spiritual sentinels, kept a watchful eye over his resting comrades. However, the peace within the village was shattered when Suzako, another spirit, sought an audience with Byakko. The urgency in Suzako's voice was evident as he expressed concern over a distressing development, the sudden withering of trees in the nearby forest. The villagers, too, had begun to feel the disquiet, their unease palpable. Suzako made it clear that he intended to investigate this anomaly, driven by a sense of duty to protect the land and its people. Additionally, he offered to keep Tuda, a powerful but unpredictable entity, in check should the creature run amok during his absence. Byakko granted his permission with a nod, a silent affirmation of trust in his comrade's capabilities. As the two spirits conversed, a sudden outburst from Salamander, another member of their celestial kin, seized their attention. Salamander's revelation sent shockwaves through their collective consciousness as it unveiled a long-forgotten truth. Salamander's memory had been rekindled, and he urgently shared the reason behind their ancient sealing. In a bygone era, a colossal dragon had descended upon their land, bringing forth untold devastation. The very existence of their world had hung in the balance as the dragon threatened to annihilate everything in its path. In that darkest of hours, a lone spirit user had emerged, wielding powers that transcended the ordinary. They had awakened their true potential, rallying the spirits together for a fierce and protracted battle against the draconic menace. After a grueling struggle, they had succeeded in sealing the mighty beast deep beneath the earth's surface. However, victory had come at a price. The dragon's malevolent miasma, a noxious force of corruption, had continued to seep from its prison, tainting the land and draining the vitality of all living things. In response, the spirits had chosen to make a profound sacrifice. They had volunteered to contain this insidious miasma, standing as the bulwark between the dragon's malevolence and the people they protected. Byakko and Suzako, oblivious to the existence of the giant dragon until now, pressed Salamander for further details. Salamander elaborated on the ancient cataclysm, painting a vivid picture of the heroism displayed by their predecessor, the spirit user who had faced the colossal dragon. Their sacrifice, and that of the spirits, had safeguarded the land for generations. Byakko's conclusion was swift and resolute. The seal that had imprisoned the dragon must have been breached, leading to the wilting trees near Kulbut village. Suzako, ever thoughtful, expressed his sympathy for the spirits, acknowledging the tremendous and enduring sacrifice they had made for the people. However, the spirits recognized the need for a collective decision and resolved to seek Wayne's counsel before taking any further action. After all, Wayne's unique perspective and abilities might provide a different perspective on the matter. Yet as they grappled with the weighty revelation of the dragon's existence and the peril it posed, the tranquility of Kulbut village was shattered by a dire threat. An ominous horde of hostile creatures descended upon the village, their malevolent presence unmistakable. Within moments, chaos erupted as the village gatekeeper sounded the alarm, ringing the ominous bell that had long stood sentinel. Panic coursed through the villagers as they beheld the approaching onslaught of monsters. Their homes and lives were under siege, and fear gripped their hearts. Amidst the turmoil, an enigmatic figure stood poised for action. Tauda, a formidable guardian of the village, had observed the unfolding chaos from his vantage point high atop a tree. With a sense of purpose and a warrior's resolve, he descended to confront the encroaching assailants. Tauda's arrival was met with hostile disdain by the silver-haired leader of the intruders. This enigmatic figure, with an air of malevolence, dismissed Tauda as the mere guardian of Kulbut village. Tauda, undaunted and seemingly relishing the prospect of battle, taunted the intruders, goading them into confronting him head-on. The silver-haired leader, displeased by Tauda's defiance, issued a chilling command to his subordinates. He ordered them to eliminate the guardian who dared to challenge their invasion. The stage was set for a clash of titanic proportions. Meanwhile, a watchful presence observed the unfolding events from the shadows. Sidi, a perceptive and astute onlooker, noted Wayne's conspicuous absence from the village's defense. His thoughts churned as he contemplated the strength of Wayne's subordinates, who appeared to be rising to the occasion in the face of adversity. In the grandeur of the Duke's mansion, Wayne stood prepared for a most unexpected challenge. The Duke Matteo had extended an invitation for a sparring match, a request that carried a weight of intrigue and potential danger. Wayne's arrival had been met with enthusiasm, and he found himself poised on the precipice of a showdown. As they readied themselves for the impending match, Wayne and Matteo exchanged pleasantries, their camaraderie tinged with a competitive edge. The rules of engagement were established with clarity. They would wield wooden swords, and both magic and onmyoujutsu were permitted. However, the cardinal rule was that their strikes should not be fatal. It was not a battle to the death, but a test of skill and resolve. The match commenced, marked by the resounding clash of wooden blades. Wayne and Matteo faced each other with unwavering determination, locked in a fierce dance of combat. Wayne's swift and precise movements allowed him to parry Duke Matteo's strikes with grace, showcasing his formidable skills. As the battle unfolded, Wayne couldn't help but observe the potency of Duke Matteo's magic. The Duke unleashed a formidable spell, conjuring flames imbued with the power of the wind. The scorching inferno hurtled toward Wayne, its intensity enough to incinerate anything in its path. With deft precision, Wayne raised a shield to intercept the searing assault. The wooden barrier quivered under the ferocity of the flames, and Wayne recognized the potency of Matteo's magic. While he was confident in his own abilities, he acknowledged the Duke's formidable prowess. Yet beneath the surface of their duel, Wayne sensed an unsettling undercurrent. The palpable bloodlust emanating from Matteo sent shivers down his spine. It was a troubling and unexpected development, and Wayne couldn't help but harbor suspicions about the Duke's true intentions. Duke contemplated the significance of this particular match, recognizing that it held minimal importance for Wayne. Nevertheless, it carried great weight for him due to its role in enabling his subordinates to complete their tasks in Kulbut village. Meanwhile, within the confines of Kulbut village, a young woman unleashed her undead minions upon the unsuspecting villagers. Panic swept through the village as several zombies approached the doorsteps of terrified residents. Amidst the chaos, Diane made a swift and decisive entrance, effortlessly dispatching the zombies in the blink of an eye. The villainous girl took offense at Diane's intervention, branding her a brat. Wayne's subordinates continued to arrive one by one, and as tension escalated, Diane's anger flared. She sternly confronted the girl, asserting her status as a mature woman, much to the villain's chagrin. Clearly irritated, the villain regarded Diane with disdain. Subsequently, Sivi and his partners stepped forward, only to be obstructed by Suzako. Suzako informed them that they could not proceed any further. However, Sivi deftly employed his magic, swiftly eluding Suzako's grasp. Suzako allowed him to pass, aware of Byaku's presence within the mansion. Both Suzako and Diane brimmed with anticipation as they prepared to handle the impending situation. Amidst the tense standoff, the villains began to laugh, underestimating their adversary's strength compared to Diane and Suzako. Meanwhile, within the mansion, Byaku confronted Sidi. Sidi remarked that he seemed to be the final obstacle, sensing no one stronger. Unfazed, Byaku asserted that even though Sidi had come this far, defeating him would prove an insurmountable challenge. Sidi expressed his confidence and determination, believing that they would have the last laugh once their objectives were achieved. With resolve, Baako invited Sidi to engage him with all his might. Sidi drew his sword and charged forward, the scene shifting back to the Duke's mansion. In the midst of their confrontation, a sudden interruption shattered the tension. Kijin, Wayne's loyal companion and guardian, delivered an urgent message. The tranquility of Kulbuk village had been ruptured, and a dire situation was unfolding. The village was under attack, and the spirits who resided there had risen to defend their sacred domain. Wayne's heart clenched with concern and a surge of protective instinct. Sophie, who had been observing the match with keen interest, sensed that something was amiss. Her intuition hinted at an unsettling aspect of the situation, although she couldn't quite put her finger on it. As Wayne urgently explained the crisis unfolding in Kulbuk village, Sophie's concerns deepened. Yet Duke Matteo's response was far from accommodating. He seemed resolute in continuing their match, brushing off Wayne's concerns with an air of indifference. He knew that these attackers were drawn to the great spirits, entities of immense power and significance. Wayne's immediate instinct was to rush to their aid. He couldn't allow these malevolent forces to lay claim to the spirits.